to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Stay away from cities with dyke mayors. They spray the pipes major. Don't play with your life, player. Or shake the dice, player. But if you got a quota, then stay away from toddlers. These bitches are fight promoters. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Train your toddler. Please train your toddler. Whippings, timeouts, take her allowance. Cause I swear she will destroy your life if you allow it. Fucking, I'm tired of rapping. Yo, low, bring in the choir. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare.
Niggas need to stop giving these bitches all the attention. That's why niggas is dying now. When these hoes get horny, niggas die. Hoes get horny, niggas die. Watch, every die. We gotta start saying fuck these bitches, man. If you fucking with a cool female, that's all good. But if you fucking with a bitch, you need to break her ass and shake her ass.
Welcome to the Dirty Folks Daycare. I am your tolerologist, Dirty Folks. Quick pop-up show. Not my time slot, nothing. But this has been on my mind. The key for male sovereignty is controlling everyone's housing. That is the only way you can really stop toddler supremacy. Since I just decided to do a pop-up show, I'm going to make this quick, but check this out. So here's the thing. Once upon a time, I was hanging out with a friend of mine. Shout out to Kanto. And he was cracking a joke. He was like,
Yo, wouldn't it be cool if men could get Section 8?
so he said that, and I thought of, we laughed at the day. And then the next day, I woke up the next morning and said, yo, that would actually kind of be dope. So I started writing out the program. Unfortunately, the laptop I had at the time blew the fuck up, so I lost a lot. But it was based on reversing everything we didn't like about the way the programs are currently constructed to make them work for men, right? To get them out the hands of toddlers while using the same funds that's used for toddlers, right? During the course of that, I kept telling black men about this program called the HEAD Agency that I was like, yo, this could be Section 8 for men. And I won't lie to you, black men didn't understand why they needed assistance from the government for a program designed for them by the government in order to make their lives easier. Meanwhile, the LGBT community did something very similar for their community. To commune and unity is a community. And they did something very similar for their sector to set up not only LGBT housing, but separate criteria for transgender housing, right? And black men are still trying to sit on, try to fuck with a fat chick so they can have somewhere to live in the winter. It's crazy. The key to any great secretary or slave is controlling their slave quarters, controlling their housing, right? And let's just admit that one of the biggest reasons that women can say they don't need no man is because taxpayers pay for her food and accommodation. Let me tell you a secret, gentlemen. Women don't care who pay for their shit. They'll do whatever the brochure tells them to do as long as they don't have to pay money because girls don't understand money, so they never pay bills on time, right? I want to show you guys some stuff. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to show you guys some stuff about Section 8.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you the ugly side of Section 8. A lot of these people, they don't have any freaking money, so guess what they do? They don't take care of your freaking property. And they don't care because they just jump onto the next one. So they have zero incentive to take care of anything that you have, right? They're not going to pay your renter's insurance. If they have a copay, chances of you seeing it are like squat-ola. So all these guys who are talking about Section 8 is wonderful. It is, but it could be nasty. If you like this video, share it with a friend, comment below.
Shout out to him for telling the real truth. Here's the thing. I used to be a real estate. I used to be a mortgage broker, and then I got into property management. And oh my God, it was a horrible experience. I had this dream back in the early 2010s that we would get rich by buying investment properties and renting them out to Section 8 women, right? I had the same misconception that a lot of people have about, not about Section 8, but about toddlers, right? Will Section 8 pay the bills on time? They absolutely will. Will women pay the copay on time? Probably not. But more than that, when you go into these situations, you're talking to the woman, and to quote Minister Jap, black women are great interviewers. So you're going in there and you're talking to the woman, and she's telling you that she has 3 or 4 kids, but they well-mannered. You don't meet the kids. You don't really vet her like that, to that extent. You don't necessarily talk to her past landlord and ask if she was a great tenant. You know what I'm saying? You just go off of the information that they give you.
Check this out,
and
so
go off the information that they give you, and you go off of the fact that you're going to get paid $14.50 a month for a 3-bedroom, right? And although you're going to get $14.50, housing and urban development is only going to pay $13.75, and they're going to make her pay $75. And I'll be damned if these goddamn toddlers can pay $75. But that's not even the big problem. Losing out on $75 isn't even a big deal, right? It's the fact that they goddamn kids are horrible. And they're destructive. And the type of men they like are destructive. And they have cocaine cowboys coming all up in your shit. And they feel like it's their place of residence, but it's really your place of residence, and you have all the ownership, all the responsibility, and you have to cut the grass, and you have to be there when the light fixture breaks, and you have to fix the holes in the wall from their goddamn sons trying to play football in the living room. All that's your responsibility. And I'll tell you the truth, it'll cost you more as an owner to rent to Section 8 women than the rent that you get. I got a couple of shorts I want to show you, man. I'm just going through the motions. Things that's been on my mind. And where'd it go? So, here's another one.
Lawyers representing landlords in the city of Atlanta say that an ordinance passed by the city in 2020, which requires landlords to accept Section 8 tenants, is not legally enforceable because it contradicts state law. The state of Georgia has a law that says that basically cities and municipalities cannot pass rental laws which are more strict than the state laws. And I agree with it, okay? The whole source of income discrimination thing is a ridiculous joke, and the property owners should be the ones who make the decision on on who they rent their properties to, not the government. The only thing the government is doing is there's overreach, and they are trying to force down this system of socialism onto landlords who don't want to deal with it.
You know what? He lost me for a minute. He lost me for a minute, but he came back at the end. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Basically, this is what he's saying. He said it absolutely wrong, by the way. Absolutely wrong. And I'll show you the article he's talking about. He had me confused for a minute. What he is talking about is, he is saying that, and this is just for Zone, because Zone is crying like a little punk. He is saying that the government is making it illegal for real estate owners to not rent to certain Section 8 people. They're saying that if those people have a voucher, you have to accept them because they have a voucher. And that's bullshit. It doesn't matter if they 14-year-old son is a blood. It doesn't matter if they 13-year-old daughter is pregnant. It doesn't matter if she has a horrible attitude. They're trying to take away, and she won't have, the owner won't have, the renter won't have a horrible attitude because they are great interviewers. The kids will have a horrible attitude. They'll be littering your front yard. You can look back at her past addresses, because even if you don't speak to their former landlords, you know areas in your city, bro. You know areas. You know if they dirty, if people litter in front of their house, if they double park next to parking spots, if the education system was bad. You know the type of people that come from the type of places. I never had to meet anybody from the city of Chicago to know that it was a horrible idea to move all the motherfuckers from Cabrini Green projects to homes on Section 8 vouchers from communities that were normally 2-parent households. I didn't need to talk to nobody to know that Stateway Gardens, Ida B. Wells, all that shit, Hilliard Homes, it's a bad idea to move them into homes in Inglewood, in Austin, in Auburn, Gresham, and put these people who have been used to living in cages their entire life next to people who pay market mortgage and cut their grass every day. I didn't need to hear them for know that. Sidebar, I'm not going to show y'all. It's in a previous video. I'm not going to show y'all right now. The safest city in America is actually in upstate New York, right outside of Syracuse. They have the safest city with a population over 100,000. They have 150,000 people, 52 cops. Averages out to like 1 cop per 50 people, whatever. Chicago, by the way, has 1 cop per 12 people. So they have 1 cop per 52 people. They smashing, right? Lowest property crime in the nation, lowest homicide rate in the nation. They had like petty crimes, you know what I'm saying? Shoplifting, shit like that. Everybody was saying it was the safest city in America. Per capita, 100,000 people or more. Then I looked a little bit deeper, and I just asked one question. I Googled, I asked one question. I said, man, do they accept Section 8? That's when I found out that every goddamn city has to accept Section 8. By federal mandate, you have to have these women, gays, and felons in your community. But what they did was they allowed 1 Section 8 voucher. Not 1 per year, 1 voucher. So if a chick has a baby and she gets on Section 8, she can have that voucher for 18 years. You know what I mean? They will close down their Section 8 voucher program until that person gets off Section 8. Then they'll add 1 person. So they never have more than 1 person in a city of 150,000 people at one time. Safest city in America. Which goes to show that people appreciate what they pay for. they don't appreciate what they get for free. So the more that you empower women with subsidies and programs and all, the more your life is in danger. If you want to be safe, starve these bitches out. Don't give them jobs. Don't give them food. Don't give them shit. Don't give them a goddamn thing. Don't give them nothing. They don't deserve shit. All they deserve is to keep their legs closed with an ankle up until these motherfuckers are beaten to submission. And you'll be safe. Which brings us to breeding centers. Because that's what Section 8 is, right? That's Section 8. You got to have a baby to get on Section 8. Girls are really planning their pregnancies 3-4 year spaces to make sure they can stay on Section 8 until they turn like 45, 50. And then they can apply for SSI and keep their Section 8. Bitches are really using their pussy as retirement plans around these pieces, right? And what I'm telling you is, man, in order for you to be safe, these bitches need to be stopped. You know what I'm saying? What happened to my shit?
My congeniality is fucked. I have no sensors and I need to be stopped.
Now here's the thing, gentlemen. I want to show you guys one more because this is the thing that's going on now. You have a lot of toddlers bragging about being homeowners. But I got something to tell y'all. These bitches do not pay for the houses. I know a lot of girls say they homeowners, and you take it with a grain of salt. I'm like, oh, she must be doing a thing. She got a job, or she got... No. You're telling me that a woman who works a job that pays $60,000 a year, but this bitch got 6 kids, no man, no assistant. You telling me she can afford a house, a 4 or 5 bedroom house, in order to take care of all them kids and still drive a car that's no more than 3 years old and be clean and the kids... Come on, bro, stop the madness, right? Just stop that shit. Like and sub as y'all come in, man. I know it's a late night stream. I just popped up. Like and sub as y'all come in. Precision Heart Pay Daycare Face. Let me show y'all the truth about it. Let me show you the truth. Damn. I'm sorry, I got the Citizen app on my phone. 2 people injured in a dynamite explosion. Where the fuck they get some dynamite, bro? That's... Yo, niggas doing too much for the 4th of July. Anyway. So... They got this thing they talk about all these women all of a sudden are homeowners, and their reports, and girls love to post reports that make them sound good because they can't read and they have no like comprehension skills. But black women are the biggest group of new homeowners, right? And they love to shame men and be like, oh, y'all don't buy no houses, y'all broke ass niggas. We buy whole houses. Y'all niggas ain't getting no houses. Context is key. Context is key. Number one, 70% of men under 60 years old don't have children. So if you don't have children and you don't have a wife, why do you need a backyard, right? Why do you need to cut grass and pay for the maintenance of everything and fix water heaters and furnaces and if you don't have kids? So men aren't buying houses not because they don't have the money. It's because they don't have a fucking family, bitch. Because you keep refusing 2 marriage proposals in your 20s, but somehow keep all 4 kids. So what does he need a house for? Also, they're buying houses because they need a house. But check this out. I want to show you guys something.
How to buy a house using your Section 8 voucher. Join the Family Self-Sufficiency Program. Pick 3. Realistic goal. Increase your income. Complete credit counseling. Section 8 will help you pay your mortgage for 10 or 15 years depending on the length of your mortgage. Be sure to tell a friend. How to buy a house using your...
Number one, why are black bitches so fucking fat? Why they, you don't never see nothing but obese bitches, man. Somebody fucking these niggas raw. Them niggas fucking these fat bitches raw need to be stopped too.
My congeniality is fucked. I have no sensors and I need to be stopped.
Second of all, they're allowing women to go through the goddamn process like they actually getting a mortgage. And then Section 8 comes in as a co-signer and agrees to pay a portion of their mortgage the same way they put a portion of their rent, right? So while you busting your ass and getting your credit right and trying to be a responsible man, these bitches just go to daddy government. And the government is doing that because with the lack of families, it's a lack of homeowners, right? It's just a natural progression of that shit. I remember when I first got into the mortgage game, it had to be 2001. They told me something. They said, man, if you want to, this is what the owner of the company told me. He said, when you sell a house, tell the man the price once. Tell the man the price once. Then spend the rest of your time preaching to the wife about the amenities, right? The garbage disposal, the big backyard, how close it is to schools, how friendly the neighborhood is. You keep pushing the features on the woman, and she'll sell the house to the man. No matter what the price is, he'll be like, oh, that costs too much. She'll be like,
but George, we have to live here. This is the perfect house.
Because women have no concept of money. I keep telling y'all that girls can't count. So if girls can't count, they don't know what they spending. You know what I'm saying? You have to tell her to make this cuckold ass nigga that adopted a toddler that he thought was an adult to buy this shit that he can barely afford. Now, 20 years later, women are so detached from men and so into the government to the point that they think that men are just money. Like, if he ain't got no money, then don't fuck with that nigga. They see no other value when you accept money. And if they think they can get that money from the government, they don't need you. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Bitches are dumb. That now the government has to give them the money to be homeowners in order to get rid of all these abandoned houses in these communities that these bitches keep letting go astray. These are the same houses that they don't give it to Section 8 women. They'll give it to illegal immigrants because men not buying houses because they don't have fucking families. Not because they don't have the money. They just don't have families. I'll show you guys something else. So, the truth of the matter is, Section 8 is a horrible thing, but the program itself will work for anybody, right? That's why gays can take it and all type of stuff. I'm going to show you guys something. Before I do that, before I get into the mean potatoes, because y'all really need to learn how to train y'all toddlers. I was on Bernard Rally earlier, and everybody talks about Democrat versus Republican. What the Democrats will give to women, gays, and felons. Do you have to be a Democrat to beg for the shit? And I'm like, yo, those programs have no party affiliation. Zero. There is no Section 8 that say, man, we only give Section 8 to Democrats. They give it to people based on the criteria, right? The program is the program. It's a federal program. And the feds is a federation. It's not a democracy. So they don't care if you liberal or progressive or conservative. They don't care. I said the problem is that men have never taken advantage of the programs made for heterosexual 20 and swarthy men, right? These programs are made off us, and y'all so scared to be men and so eager to be black that y'all let y'all bitches take the lead and hide behind skirts. That's what happens. My bitch gonna get Section 8, I'm gonna live with my bitch. Never in your motherfucking life, my nigga. Never in your life. When I went to them with the head agency program in 2012, 2013, everybody that ran the housing agencies in Chicago were black women. Fat black women, right? I remember saying, man, we're going to do a program. This is 2012, 2013. I said, man, we about to do a housing program for men because if you give men a home, they'll make a family. You give women a home, she won't need no man. So if you want stronger families, make sure that men have housing. This bitch said,
The only way we'll support what you're doing is if women on a lease too.
I said, bitch, y'all already got Section 8, CHEC, Christian Charities, Habitat for Humanity, motherfucking the homeless shelter. If you're in the homeless shelter for 30 days, they'll give you emergency housing. Like, goddamn, y'all can't be broke. Y'all can't be homeless in America, right? The bitch that Trail said,
I don't care, because if a man gets something, a woman need to get it too. And if he get it, she need to be part of it.
Hey, y'all! Masters are coming! He's a coming, y'all! Masters are coming! Here we come!
Look, guys, you asked me to take...
I hate these toddlers righteously. And I really hate these bitches so much. I hate these toddlers righteously because they hate everything good and noble in life. Y'all might have red pill rage, think she don't want to be a wife or whatever. I'm telling you, everything functional in life, everything that will make you a better person, they'll destroy with reckless abandon. So when 2016, 2017 happened and Ice Cube had the platinum package for black people and black women was like,
what's in it for women?
And Cube is trying to explain to him that it's for black people, ain't you black? And they on here shit he saying, nigga, not a motherfucking word. They steady like,
black is one thing, but I'm a black woman. What's in it for women?
Bro, I wasn't shocked, not one bit, my nigga, because I went through that shit when we tried to do the housing agency. These bitches hate you. Your mother hates you. Your auntie hates you. Your sisters hate you. Every girl you fucked it. Well, you had a good girl, but you weren't ready for it, to be honest with you. I ain't going to say that all girls bad, but I'm going to say 98% bad. So just play the averages, right? You might as well be all, right? They all hate you. They all have penis envy. They hate what you are. It's not the fact that they hate who you are. They hate what you are. Just like I don't think that every girl is a bad person. I think they're bad at being people. They're just not good at being human beings, bro. I'm just saying. Don't make them a bad human being. They're just bad at being human beings. They hate you, not because of you individually, but what you are and what you are as a man. They have penis envy. They hate your logic. They hate your intelligence. They hate your single-minded focuses. They hate everything that makes you great. They hate you so much that they'll only really rock with you when they think they're better than you. So you got to be broke or dumb or in jail, come home on a felony. But as soon as you about to get on your feet, these bitches will be like,
I don't want you to get on your feet, because I know if you get $2 in your pocket, you're going to leave me.
tell me I ain't lying. Tell me that they don't want to see you succeed in life, because if you succeed, they think you'll leave them because they know they're not fucking worthy of a real fucking man. They are not worthy of anything good in life. These motherfuckers are horrible people, and they know they horrible people. That's why they try to keep you down. So what they want is slavery. Let's give them the slavery that they want. They're more comfortable in slavery. They're more comfortable. We'll call the secretaries. We'll give them that. We'll give them this chair. They get a little pink chair. You know what I'm saying? We'll rebrand it the same way they rebranded indentured servitude as essential workers. We'll rebrand it. But these bitches want slavery because they don't want to think. They don't want to make any decisions. They want you to do everything. And then occasionally, if they get out of pocket, we throw them in a silent room or, Al 5 them, because they like that shit. Y'all think they don't like that shit. They complain about everything, my nigga. These are the same bitches that complain every time they go to restaurants about the food that somebody else prepared. Complain about the waitress. Look, they complain about everything anyway. So them complaining about getting Al 5 or getting stuffed in the closet for 3 days, they don't give a fuck about their complaints. They love that shit. Trust me on that, man. These love this shit, bro. They love that shit. Getting handcuffed to furnaces for 12 hours. They love that shit, bro. They love that shit. Look, y'all think I'm crazy. I am not crazy, bro. If y'all really looked up and look around, y'all will see that I'm right. Y'all, because it don't sound like nothing you ever heard before, don't mean it's not true. Because the shit that y'all been hearing and y'all been doing ain't been working. So what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I'm telling you what God love. Anyway. Let's talk about breeding plantations, because that's what Section 8 is, right? A bunch of fucking bitches who get pregnant so they can get free housing off the government, off taxpayers. Let's talk about breeding plantations. I found this right here. We're going to watch it together. A little quick. I haven't watched this before, but we're going to figure it out. Let's get it.
At the time of slavery in Brazil, there are many reports and stories, documentation that were never disclosed, and today we will reveal some of the things that happened at that time in Brazil. Slavery was the greatest chapter in the history of Brazil. Slaves chained, whipped, maimed, and starved by the...
Wait. Did he just say that slavery is the greatest chapter in the history of Brazil? Like nothing was better than slavery. Hold on, I want to say this real quick. I endorse that message, bro. Slavery was the best time in history, especially for black women. Black men, not so much. Black women, best time in history. That's why they keep trying to bring slavery back. Matriarchy slavery. They keep trying to bring slavery back. They keep trying to condition you to provide for them, protect them, without even being with them, though. You're not even with them. They don't want to be your wife. They don't want you to let you see your kids. They not going to pay you. They want all men. You know what? Y'all heard it.
Black men need to step up.
They want everybody to step up, be a mentor, be a coach, be a stepdaddy, and pay her to take care of another nigga's kids. They all want you to be a slave because they're conditioned to that, because in slavery, they were on top, right? And they kept all the bucks in line. They were the buck breakers, and they still are to this day. And they blame it on Jim Crow and Willie Lynch and white supremacy and systemic racism. It's these motherfucking quiches, bro. These bitches are the ops. Always been ops. From day one. Always been ops. Always. Only 1% of white people own slaves. And shit, only 6 states were slave states. Most states were free states. The abolitionists were white. Goddamn it, man, they fought the Civil War for slavery to stop. Look, most people were against slavery. And most white people, even if they were for slavery, didn't have slaves. And most white people that were poor were against slavery because they figured if you could have black people do the labor for free, how you gonna pay the trailer park white people? So they were against it because they was taking food out their mouth, right? Most people were against slavery. They were still racist. They didn't want your black ass living in their community or nothing. But they were against the institution of slavery. The number one people that was for the institution of slavery, well, the slave owners, number one. Number two, black women. Black women love slavery. It literally, absolutely, I agree with that statement. It absolutely was the best time in it. He said Brazil, because Brazil got the most slaves. But all around the board, man, if wherever slaves were black women, they had the best time in their life. Think about it. She get to fuck a white man, but if she get pregnant, she get to tell you that she got grape juice. You know what I'm saying? She gave that shit up, my nigga. She wasn't getting that coochie snatch. They wouldn't have shit like the paper bag test if they was getting grape juice. They wanted beige babies. They wanted babies so light-skinned that they could pass for white so their kids could be free. They were intentionally fucking white men. But if she got pregnant, she was telling your black ass something happened to her, knowing that you didn't have the power to go against a slave master to get retribution, bro. These bitches have been professional fight promoters since they got out the pussy. Never believe a bitch with clothes on. They just fucking liars. Believe in dirty, nigga. I'm telling you what God look. We need to give them the slavery they looking for, though. But the logo be the new slave master. But I'm going to rewind that. He said slavery was the best time in history. I absolutely agree with you, with him on that. If he talking about black women, I agree.
Time in Brazil. Slavery was the greatest chapter in the history of Brazil. Slaves chained, whipped, maimed, and starved by their masters, millions of slaves lived and died working in coffee fields. Despite slavery being abolished over 150 years ago, most Brazilians still prefer to hide this reality from the world. Did you know that the strongest slaves were selected to be breeders at the time of slavery in Brazil? They would be kept in a slave quarters and were obliged to mate and impregnate other slaves, processes similar to the mass reproduction of cattle on large farms.
Let me bring that back.
Selected to be breeders at the time of slavery in Brazil. Most Brazilians still prefer to hide this reality from the world. Did you know that the strongest slaves were selected to be breeders at the time of slavery in Brazil?
Okay, so let me ask y'all a question. He just said, did you know that the strongest bucks were selected to be breeders during slave times in Brazil? And y'all think, oh, that's bogus. They don't do that. They don't take all this shit. To this day, to this motherfucking day, you listen to these bitches talking about they don't.
If I fuck with a man, he gotta be above 6'3". He gotta be 6'3" and athletic and strong and
4% of men impregnate 65% of women. 4% of black men. They are selecting their own slave breeders, sir. They blame 100% of black men because they dumb, but 4% of black men impregnate 65% of black men. And they want to selective breeding on their own for the fucking single mama to prison pipeline, nigga. They are their own slave breeders. So why don't we just breed them ourselves? Why don't we set it up so we can be the niggas that populate the fucking breeders? Because that's all the fuck they want to be anyway. Let's get it, guys. Let's try it.
They would be kept in a slave quarters and were obliged to mate and impregnate other slaves, processes similar to the mass reproduction of cattle on large farms. The slave master's objective was to increase the number of stronger and healthier individuals on the plantations without having to pay for them. If you were born then and your mother was a slave, so would you be. These mass breeding practices continued until a new law was implemented, the Law of the Free Womb, signed in 1871, in which it proposed that the children of enslaved mothers, born after that date, would be free. But before this law, every baby born to a slave was also a slave and belonged to his mother's master. Before this law, the slave masters used this breeding practice to make the slaves stronger and healthier.
We're going to do the same thing. Same thing, Tribe Up. We're going to do the same thing. Any child bred by our breeders will belong to Tribe. Let me explain something to you. Sounds, oh, how you gonna do that? Let me explain something to you. Number one, it ensures responsibility to the men to make sure who they breed to. That's just one. But more than that, it gives men primary custody of the kids to give these kids a fighting chance because being raised by a woman makes you a killer, coward, or gay. That's all. A lot of y'all niggas is just cowards, though. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody ain't gay and everybody ain't a killer. It's way more cowards than killers and gays. But y'all gonna be one of the three, a killer, a coward, or a gay. And I know who a coward by the ones that be like, I ain't following no man, I'm my own man, because y'all sound like women. You know what I'm saying? Killers, cowards, and gays. Gives them a fighting chance to be raised in a commune of unity and be a functional human being. Another reason being is by owning her child, you own her. You know what I mean? To a certain extent. 60-40 rule. 60-40. And this is what I mean by 60-40. Normally it'd be like 80-20 rule. No, this is a 60-40 rule, my nigga. I have a theory that 60% of women actually give a fuck about their kids. The other 40% only take care of their kids because they'll be embarrassed if they were seen as a bad mother. But they don't really raise their kids. They send them to babysitters, after school programs, mentorships, sports teams. They don't even know they fucking kids. Don't feed them, none of that shit. But they there for picture day, and they there for graduation, just so they can say they did it all by themselves. And unless the baby go to jail, then it's because the daddy wasn't there, right? That's my 60-40. 60% might actually love their kids. 40% don't give a fuck. They just don't want to be seen as bad parents. But you can eliminate 100% of that shit and find out, separate the wheat from the whey by, men having primary custody and having to step up and do what he got to do. And you'll know who stays and who leaves. It don't matter if she leave, my nigga. It don't matter if she leave, because we don't give a fuck about the bitch. We give a fuck about the chair. We'll have that bitch replacing the chair within the end of the goddamn week. So I salute that. The owners, tribe owns the babies. Just like literally now the government own your baby. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna have no straw man conversation. This ain't that thread, but we do our own arbitration, our own clerk system. We own the baby. That's out in the streets. Anyway.
Here for at least 2 centuries, and so they could keep their slave quarters always full without having to pay anything more. Male slaves, strong, tall, and in good health, were selected for somewhat humiliating work. They had to be intimate with the group's slaves in order to impregnate them. These girls were also selected for their health history and physical condition. As soon as a girl started puberty, she could already be selected as a sire, and, if that happened, she could already receive regular visits from other sires. The breeding...
That's what's up. If she bleeding, she breeding, baby. 12, 13 years old, you drop your period. If you're bleeding, you're breeding. Let's get rid of all this goddamn bullshit, man. They make it sound like a bad thing. Even though he said slavery was the best time in Black history, so shout out to that. When it sounds clinical, doesn't it sound bad? The biggest bucks get to go with the most buxom prepubescent beauties, and then she may have to be sired by many men in one night. These bitches already don't know who their baby daddy is, bro. You can only get pregnant, if you're a woman can only get pregnant 5 days a month. 5 days a month. That is 26 days you can fuck with your period a week, but bitches be riding the Red River. Don't twist it. 26 days out of 31 that you can fuck and suck with no problem. 5 days a month. You are in your fertilization cycle. And y'all done seen Maury Povich, y'all done seen Jerry Springer. How many niggas are you fucking in them 5 days in that month that could have fertilized that egg? Think about that shit. They already get sired by a bunch of the biggest bucks. So it sound bad, and it ain't bad, because this is what these bitches already do. I'm telling you, slavery let these bitches be who they wanted to be in the first place. Do not listen to these bitches talk about, well, who's a slave? These bitches love that shit. They want slavery. Everything you're about to say on the woman's side sounds like what they already doing to this day. They love slavery. Y'all treating them poorly by making them adults and giving them adult responsibilities, letting these goofy bitches raise your kids. Look, they want to be slaves. I don't, y'all don't get me, man. Y'all don't be getting me. Like, I'm nuts. I ain't nuts.
Breeding slave Patasica. His name was Roque Jose Florencio, known by the nickname Patasica, was the best known breeding slave. He lived in the early 19th century in the region of the city of Sao Carlos and Sao Paulo. Due to its physical size and excellent performance in manual work, the Patasica was declared a high-quality breeding slave. At 2.18 tall, at that time, there was a myth that taller slaves were stronger and were more likely to father much stronger male children. Patasica was obliged to visit the slave quarters regularly to do his breeding.
Let's pause that real quick.
My congeniality is fucked. I have no sensors, and I need to be stopped.
Yeah, I forgot I couldn't use those buttons. 2.18 meters. to feet. He was 7 feet tall. That's crazy. That nigga was fucking everything move. He was 7 feet tall, bro. He was fucking everything moving, man. 7'1". That nigga was Shaq height, bro. Talking about 2.18 meters. That nigga was Shaq height. That's crazy. All right, let's go back. 2.18 meters. Let's go back.
Declared a high-quality breeding slave. At 2.18 tall, at that time, there was a myth that taller slaves were stronger and were more likely to father much stronger male children. Patasika was obliged to visit the slave quarters regularly to do his breeding work on the selected women, and the records of the time say that throughout his life, he brought 200 more healthy children into the world. According to
Yo, he had 200 kids, bro. That's crazy. You know who else was 7'1" and was smashing chicks like that? Will Chamberlain, yo. Will Chamberlain. He was doing Will Chamberlain numbers at Will Chamberlain height, my nigga. Maybe Will is the GOAT, you know what I mean? Alright.
Experts, about 30% of the population of the village of Santa Eudoxia in the region of Sao Carlos are direct descendants of this man. His success as a breeder has earned him many perks. Patasika did not work in the fields and did not live in the slave quarters. His job was to look after the farm horses. He was also in charge of fetching his lord's mail, for which he regularly rode 30 kilometers on horses. But his most important obligation was to reproduce. Because it is a high-quality breeder, even its food was differentiated. He ate the same foods as his masters, had access to vegetables, fruits, juices, and eggnog every morning. At some point in his life, Roque fell.
Wait. This is gonna sound immaterial after everything else they said, but who drinks eggnog every day, yo? Like eggnog, really? Eggnog? That would, you know what? Never mind. I'm tripping.
At some point in his life, Roque fell in love, and his lord allowed him to live with his wife in a house on the property, and there they had 9 children. But he never abandoned his duties as a breeder, and, even though he was married, he still had to visit the women in the slave quarters regularly. He would have fulfilled his obligations until the end of his virility, which, according to records at the time, lasted almost 90 years. Historians say—
Yo, this nigga was knocking up bitches till he was 90, bro. Hey, he told Al Pacino, hold my beer, my nigga. Oh my God. He told Al, hold my 83? Nigga, hold my beer. He lived a great, as far as being a poor person goes, he lived a great life to 90 years old, had a sweet job, just picking up mail and washing cars, because that's what horses are in their time. It'd be the equivalent of, you know, being in the garage, washing the car, making sure gas in it, and getting the mail. And his whole job was fucking girls, and he had a wife, and he had to explain to his wife that, yo, shorty, I don't love them other chicks. I just fuck them as my job. I only love you, my nigga. Oh my God, he had a great life. Maybe being 7 feet tall, it does have its perks, man. I don't know.
It is possible that he lived to be 130 years old, and his death occurred in 1958. A document issued indicates that Patasika died of heart failure, myocarditis, sclerosis, and senility. Unfortunately, the lack of documents with clear dates on the birth and death of the Patasika makes it difficult to confirm its age. But surely they weren't all breeding slaves who had an equal life and his, with certain perks. But tell us here in the comments, did you already know this story? Don't forget to—
I didn't know that story. That was a good story. I ain't gonna front. Look, guys, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Shout out to that. Breeding farms are no different than every project complex in America. You know what I mean? Every Section 8 place in America. I'm gonna leave y'all on one more Section 8 video, then I'm gonna get out of here. I want to show y'all how America is trying to force slavery on the citizens. I've done stories about this before, so y'all can check the playlist. But yeah, that But there are federal injunctions to make people take Section 8 just so that they can bring down property value in major metropolitan areas and raise property values in other places, because you have to have a certain amount of income. Like your price point has to be a certain amount for Section 8 to not to be a thing. I'm gonna show you all this, and then I'm gonna explain what I'm trying to say now, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. So, damn, it ain't click.
Good morning, you guys. Just stopping by to let you know that the Atlanta Housing Authority Section 8 program is no longer taking applications. They will let you know at a later date when the waiting list will be open. Sorry, you guys. I told you Atlanta was full.
It's a smile for me, yo. Didn't even occur to me. That's not what I was looking for. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story, then I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all need to do in order to try. But y'all can't try. First thing y'all need to do is finish y'all tolerology courses, because I refuse to surround myself with niggas who would kill me over a bitch. Because fuck y'all cuck ass niggas. The niggas who follow tolerology, they gonna be flooded with bitches. You never run out of girls who want housing, nigga. Ever. You'll have the baddest bitches out the orphanage, out of fucking Job Corps, from fucking every runaway bitch, every bitch who goddamn it, man, just realize that life ain't work for them. You can select the baddest bitches with no kids. Be like, yo, shorty, I got you. We'll be flooded with hoes. I guarantee you that. But it ain't for weak-minded niggas that, you know what I'm saying, tender dicks. But anyway, so quick story. So when Donald Trump got elected, he made Ben Carlson the head of housing and urban development. One of the first things Ben said, because he was a brain surgeon, but he grew up from the projects. His mom ain't had shit. He grew up in row houses in the projects. He was like, yo, I know that project motherfuckers is lazy ass cretins and they're horrible goddamn women, and we need to eliminate horrible women from America, so we're going to shut down Section 8. When that news came, there were cities who were already preparing to get rid of Section 8 funding. One of them was right outside of Columbus, Ohio. And it went viral for a minute, maybe in 2017. The letters from Columbus, Ohio saying we're no longer accepting Section 8 and we're going to cut off funding in 60 days, whatever it was. The whole time, like, all the comment section on this shit was like,
girl, I guess I'm gonna have to get back on my baby daddy. Me too, girl. Shit. I might as well get married now.
bitches know better. They just don't do better, because if it's chaos to be had, they will always take the worst option because they're horrible at being human beings. Human beings. They do whatever it takes not to be under adult supervision. Don't worry about that. Here's my thing. Here's the thing, though. This is how you can manipulate the system to work for you, right? Well, we'll manipulate. Try it. Tribally. You've already worked on the program. We're just looking for enough people to register for tribe. But this is what you do. You artificially inflate prices. So every house is $1 million house. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. And that way you can have select enrollment. And then you only select men, because when you give a man a house, he builds a family. You give a woman a house, she don't need a man. And she breeds criminals. Then put the men through the program for about 5 years or so. Then give them a buyout. And then the house, it costs like $120,000. after the buyout. So market rate to be $1 million, but they end up paying $120,000 based on the voucher program for men, which is about the price that a house costs anyway. You just want to price out Section 8 bitches. This is what happens with Section 8. If your house costs less than $340,000, a bitch can get your house off Section 8 and breed criminals in your community. We want no crime zones, my nigga. We want our schools to be efficient. We want all our kids to have fathers. We do that. On the flip side with the girls, because you got to take girls. I assume you got to take girls. I'm not sure. Because I don't give a fuck about these hoes. But I know y'all like these hoes. I do give a fuck about slaves, though. And girls make good slaves. On the girl side, you just put in stipulations like, look, shorty, you can only fuck these niggas. You can fuck any one of these niggas. Choose the niggas you want to fuck, but you can only fuck these niggas. Tribe. You're a breeder for tribe. If you go outside the tribe, you lose your housing. Control women with housing and economics. That's the very things that they don't want to be married for. The very things that they say is oppression. The very things that they say they can do by themselves so they don't have to listen to you. I guarantee you, if you offer it in such a way, promote it in such a way, and put a logo on it, girls will fucking suck those niggas for a place to stay voluntarily. They'll be like, oh, that's all you gotta do? Because the girls don't care about their body, nigga. They don't care about who they gotta fuck. That's all you gotta do? Because girls just don't want to work. They don't want to do shit. They lie like they want to do shit. They don't want to do shit. Anyway, that was just something that was on my mind, man. I appreciate y'all sliding through the pop-up, man. I hope y'all like, man. I ain't looking at the like counter, man, but I hope y'all like, you know what I'm saying? I don't see no daycare fees, so I don't, you know what I'm saying? But let me make sure, though, because if it is, I want to shout out whoever. I ain't look. No, I ain't no daycare fees. But I appreciate y'all sliding through, man. As always, love each other as you love yourself. Take your goddamn tolerology. Subscribe to the locals. I just dropped some content on locals earlier today. Subscribe to the locals. Like and sub. Anyway, love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack. Tribe up. Toddler tales are crazy stories that could only happen to me. Each tale is endorsed by Toddlerology and the Marry Your Secretary courses. In a world where toddlers are only loyal to her employer, learn the skills needed to train your toddler to work at your relationship like she works at her job. There's courses for every level of your relationship status, including polygamy. Need support? Join scheduled study groups with other Toddlerology members. Click the link below. And now, back to today's story.
Chael, you're one of the top 6 speakers of the past 8 years, but I hated you at first. Could you please mention the Dirty Folks podcast? Thank you, Lord Charles. Dirty Folks.
And see, I find it to be hilarious because even if I did behave like a teenager, I would be ahead of a lot of these B-dubs that want to make these comments because a lot of you behave like toddlers. Shout out to my man, Dirty Folk.
And it's because y'all niggas don't support. Y'all do support. Y'all support titties and pussy. Hey, shout out to Dirty Folk.
Men have sort of quietly begun to agree that even the most like off the wall extreme advice or takes that you get from some random guy on the internet is more useful than anything allegedly profound that you would hear from a trained black female professional. All right, like let's take a perfect example of this, right? The idea of Dirty Folks when he come up and he says like women with clothes on, that is a way more useful notion to frame your mental state around than anything your black female therapist would ever tell you. Cause she's a woman with clothes on. Why the fuck would you listen to her? Like when he says that, it makes sense in a way that it just appeals to you, and it's something that your black female therapist could never match.
Yo, Travis, the daycare is too influential to be so small. Do your big homie a favor, man. Like, sub, share, clip. I know I got at least 10 bars that can change somebody's life, man. Help me to help my brother. Love each other as you love yourself.